Let us now get some facts on Talk of the Nation. Following the release of the 2019 PLE results, Education Minister Janet Kataha Museveni revealed that the Senior 1 class, starting on the 17th of February, would be launching a new curriculum. However, the move has attracted criticism from Parliament, which recommended that the new syllabus be suspended, as many things were not yet in place. In response, the Minister has pledged to continue consultations with the Cabinet and the Parliament. However, the general view on the new lower secondary school curriculum is mixed, and that is why tonight in our studios we have Philbert Bagoma, who is the Secretary of the Uganda National Teachers Union, to help us understand what is at stake. Welcome to Talk of the Nation tonight.
Thank you.
Well, for many years, many stakeholders have wanted to see a change in the school lower secondary curriculum. But now that it is here and it is yet to be implemented, majority of them feel that they are not ready for it. In your own opinion, in your own thoughts, are you excited about the new curriculum? Do you think it is the right time for us to have it?
First of all, the curriculum itself is not bad. What people are talking about is the ill preparedness of implementing this curriculum. Because when you go outside to the stakeholders, be it the teachers, be it the parents, be it the foundation bodies, be it the political leaders, they don't have information about this curriculum. And the curriculum should stand the test of time. A curriculum is not for the National Curriculum Development Center, neither is it for the Ministry of Education and Sports. It is for Ugandans. And therefore, if it is something that is good for Ugandans, Ugandans should own it. And therefore, the major challenge is the ill preparedness of implementing this curriculum. When you see the schools opening and you withdraw teachers to take them for training, you take 4 teachers per school, but some schools have got more than 5 streams. So if you have trained only 4, how will the others begin? And it's not something that you are going to say, let the process begin and then we correct the gaps along the way. But the learners will have missed. And once they miss, they have missed. So at the end of the day, you will be hearing people blaming teachers. That the teachers have not done this, the teachers have not done their part, when in actual sense, the fault line lies with the authorities that are forcing the curriculum implementation before they are ready for it.
But if I just want you to clearly help me understand, if you as the head, who as the Secretary of the Uganda National Teachers Union, do you think, because I know you interact with teachers every now and then, and they probably talk to you about the concerns they have in the teaching system, do you think as just the curriculum, it being changed, the new one is the right solution to Ugandans?
Of course, it is yes and no, because in some areas, it is going to be better than what we have currently. Because it is providing for hands-on. And therefore, it will be better than what we have today. However, it will not entirely solve the challenges we have, especially linking what we teach in schools and what is needed in the job market. And therefore, that's why there was need for wider consultations so that they collect views from all stakeholders, and then we move towards solving the current challenges we have.
But one would actually argue and say that this curriculum has been, there have been enough consultations, at least for more than 5 years. Do you think still that is not enough time? There are some sections that believe we've actually had enough time to talk about this new curriculum. Why is it that even up to now we are still not ready?
First of all, we are not saying consultations were not made, but to what extent is the issue? Because the teachers, I want to implore you, we are here, this is a media house. Go out in the surrounding schools and ask the teachers how much they know about this new curriculum. This is in the city center. Ask the parents, make a survey. Ask the foundation body leaders. Ask them, how much do you know about this new curriculum for our secondary? Very few people, and others have only heard it in the media. And therefore, it is ill-preparedness for us to force something that we are looking at to solve the current challenges. First of all, even in the training centers, the teachers who have been there were complaining about the master trainers, the facilitators. They were indicating that they were ill-prepared in terms of content. And therefore, if you are training me to go and teach
train others, yeah.
And train others possibly, but you are lacking in terms of content, the questions that were raised did not get the answers. So how are we going to begin? At the end of the day, it is the learner who is going to suffer the consequences.
Okay, so Mr. Bagoma, what you're saying is that the curriculum is actually good for Ugandans,
Yes.
but how do we roll it out in a way that will benefit everybody? And for everyone that is watching us tonight, please do share with us your thoughts on what can be done to ensure that the new lower secondary curriculum is rolled out in the country. I would like to now move on to asking you, now that we support the curriculum, what should be done to make sure that the teachers are ready to actually pass it on to the students?
First of all, we needed to have this year so that we patch up the gaps that are existing. And therefore, we would use this year to prepare the teachers,
Okay.
to prepare the teachers, to prepare even the learners for the change, and then go out and sensitize the stakeholders about what is coming. So that come next year, we have trained all the teachers who are going to handle senior one. They are ready and they are conversant. They need to internalize the content because the major implementer of the curriculum is the teacher. So if the teacher has not interacted with the content, is not conversant with the content, it means the learners will not benefit from this content, and at the end of the day, something that would have been good will not yield the results. We are talking about continuous assessment, but we still have the issue of teacher-learner ratio. In the event that you have more than 8 students in a class, you cannot effectively implement continuous assessment because you are supposed to give them time, you are supposed to support them individually and guide them in whatever they are doing. So we need also to recruit more teachers if we have to have a successful continuous assessment under the new arrangement. And therefore, the teachers need to be prepared.
When you talk about preparing the teachers, some people believe that it is important for us to roll it out now and actually prepare the teachers along the way.
Yes.
Because this is a country that has so many schools, so many teachers, and it may take a while because you talk of a year,
Yes.
but is it in itself enough time?
Depending now, we are talking of a year because they already have the content, but they have not prepared the teachers. They have not prepared the materials to use. And therefore, anybody who thinks that we should simply go on and roll it out and then we shall make improvements along the way must be ready to be held accountable and responsible for the consequences of that on the learners. Not to come tomorrow and say the teachers have failed on their part, when in actual sense, the fault lines are not on the part of the teachers. You can force it because you have the power and authority. but you don't have the power and authority to mitigate the consequences that will come along. And therefore, we are not having a vacuum in terms of curriculum. We have a curriculum which we have been using. It is not expired. And therefore, it does no harm for us to have this year preparing to roll out the curriculum. They have trained the 4. They can go on and train others, retrain and retool and reskill the teachers who have been teaching the subjects that have been merged, the subjects that have been dropped, so that they prepare them for the new content. And there we shall have the best out of the curriculum. Otherwise, if it is forcing it, they are going to meet a lot of hurdles along the way, and they should be ready to account for whatever happens along the way.
Let me ask you something briefly. Do you think the students will appreciate this new curriculum? Do you think it's going to be in their own good?
Obviously, if the delivery is done well, the learners and the students will appreciate. But if the delivery is done haphazardly, on try and error, then the students will not enjoy it and they will not benefit from it.
So finally, if you are in charge of the implementation process, let's just say you had the power to, you've talked about all the different things that should be done, consultations, and giving teachers enough time to appreciate it. What would you do to make sure that it is successful?
First of all, we need to have the buy-in of all stakeholders. This is something that is new. This is something that needs a test of time. Because there are people who are advancing, already they are advancing their issues. They are saying agriculture is the backbone of Uganda. You are making it an elective subject. We are moving from analog to digital. You are making ICT an elective subject. So people already are patching up the gaps that we are within this new curriculum. And therefore, going and widening the consultations would make sure that you bring on board all stakeholders, you are at par, they all own it, then the students also get prepared psychologically. And they get to know that the arrangement is going to shift. You will learn up to 2:55 p.m. and then go into that researching, hands-on, and so on. So that by the time you reach there, everybody is prepared for the change. And that will yield results compared to forcing it that we must begin because it has taken a lot of time. A lot of time doing what? That is the issue. And that is what we need to address.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Baguma, for sharing with us your thoughts tonight on the new lower secondary education curriculum. Do also share with us what you think should be done to make it work, because it has some obvious benefits, but we wonder if it is actually the right time to roll it out. The different stakeholders ready? Will it be able to benefit the learners if it is rolled out at this particular moment? Thank you once again for joining us on Talk of the Nation. Please do keep it NTV Weekend Edition.